There's nothing about Replaceable You that I didn't like. I feel like the episode worked quite well. I didn't love it, but it was not too bad. This is the fourth episode of the 23rd season of The Simpsons, directed by Mark Kirkland and Mike B. Anderson, and we have two narratives, one focusing on Bart and Martin, interestingly, and one focusing on Homer. And I feel like I very slightly prefer the Homer story more, but only just. So I'll get to that in a moment. But the one with Bart, Bart actually decides to put some effort in with his entry for the science fair. The fact that he's entering at all, I thought was pretty great. And he decides he wants to do something that's actually worthwhile. So he asks Martin for help. And they create this pet, this seal, adorable looking seal that kind of comes to life. It's a robotic seal and comforts people and provides love where humans can't. And what happens with this character, this seal, is quite interesting. And once the seals started to turn a different way, I thought it wasn't as interesting. I was more interested in seeing how people responded to it in the way that it was intended. But I realised that might not make the most gripping episode in general, so I understand why it took the direction it did. But for me, I preferred it up until that point. But it wasn't too bad. Really cute animation of the little seal. And it was quite nice just to see Bart, first of all, willingly interacting with Martin and actually wanting to put the effort in with this science fair project. And then we have the story with Homer. And Homer has a new work colleague called Roz, voiced by the wonderful Jane Lynch. And Roz is basically not going to let Homer do everything he normally does, slacking at work, turning up late. She's prepared to get him into trouble. Is there anything Homer can do about that? Well, of course, I can't answer that question, but I will say that what does happen was not what I expected. It was really good fun, and I rather enjoyed it, and I thought it was really entertaining. I liked Roz as a character, or I liked to dislike Roz. She's not a likable character, at least if you're, on Homer's side. But I liked to dislike her. I thought she was a pretty decent character, well written, with a nice little backstory. And I had a lot of fun watching that part of the episode. So I do prefer Homer's story to Bart's. But the whole thing was really enjoyable. It wasn't, as I said, the best episode I've ever seen, but there was nothing that didn't work. Nothing I think should have been done differently. In all, I'd say it was a pretty decent episode.